Hello my friend, welcome to Breakfast with Sergio. In this episode, I take you behind the scenes of a traveling exhibition. And you're coming with me. Get in the car, let's go. Well, hello my friend, thanks again for joining me on this one day in the life of a traveling show. And we are right here in the fourth floor of the JBR Center. This is my studio gallery space, and all the artwork that's going in the show is already here. You see it back there. All the artists who are participating in the show have already delivered, so it's ready to roll. The plan is we're going from here, we're gonna put it on a truck in a few minutes, and then we're gonna drive it to the Freeport Art Museum, who is the institution that's hosting the show next. This exhibition is called I Am American. It's a show that I've been curating for the last, like 5-6 years. And it has visited a number of galleries and institutions. And I'm very happy because the Freeport Art Museum invited the show to be there. And this show is about what does it mean to be an American, from the perspective of various artists with different types of cultural diverse backgrounds. So it's a pretty interesting show. It kind of explores this conversation of what is it an American? What does it mean for each one of us to be an American? Particularly of interest for me as a Mexican American, this show allows me to also engage in this conversation. And my goal is that the public that comes to see the show also engage in that conversation. And by the end of that, we have a much wider perspective and respect for each other, which I think is much needed today. So the plan is to take this over to the Freeport Art Museum, and that's where we are right now. We're about to load the truck, and you're coming with me to the next stop. Let's go. Hey, I'm here back at the house. I hope you enjoyed that little introduction. If you want to see what happens next, that's coming up in another episode where I'm going to take you behind the scenes of the opening of the show I Am American, which, by the way, if you are in the area of Chicago and the Illinois area, please visit us. The opening is going to be March 8th at the Freeport Art Museum. Well, I'm going to give you also some ideas for those of you who are thinking of making a traveling show, of organizing a traveling show. What I recommend you do is you put together an amazing proposal. The key to having your show travel from venue to venue is having a proposal that is very strong. It's what I call having a killer exhibition proposal. This is such an important topic that I even have a whole course on that. You can go to Udemy and you can find my course on the 7 steps to creating a killer exhibition proposal. And my friend, what you want to do, for example, what I have done with I Am American, the proposal is very straightforward, straight to the point, talks about what the show is about. It's not a very long proposal, it just has to be narrowed down to direct to the point. But it's what's the show about? What do you expect people to experience when they come to the show? That is very important for the hosting institution, gallery, museum, whatever it may be, art center. What will people experience when they come to the show? You have to talk about that in just a few words. What is your end goal with the exhibition? For me, I already explained that earlier in the video. What is my end goal with people coming to see I Am American? There has to be a goal. It has to be a very specific idea what the show is and what you expect to happen at the show. Second, you want to kind of package this whole experience together. For example, I Am American, I have a website dedicated to the show. So anyone can go to that website and see what it has been in the past. Look at, it's been documented as it goes through all these different stops over the last few years. So everything is there. It's at IamAmericanShow.wordpress.com. It's free. It didn't cost me a cent to put together that site. You can visit it anytime. And again, having that exhibition online allows, venues and even people that have been to the show or cannot go to the show, and people who just are curious about it to go see it online, have an idea of what the show is about. And if they want to book it for their institution, then they can contact me directly from their website. Another thing that you can do when putting together a proposal for a traveling show is make sure you have programming. Programming is key. Programming is so important, particularly for museums. You gotta have programming. You gotta have different ideas of what can happen between the show opens and closes. In this particular exhibition at the Freeport Art Museum, I gave them a few options. I gave them different ideas of types of programming that can happen, and they picked the one that that was more fitted for who they are as a museum and for the kind of outreach they want to do to their community. So having that programming part of it is so important when you are approaching institutions. Not so much for commercial galleries, but it is very important for institutions. So you gotta think about what kind of programming you can offer. Workshops, talks, roundtable discussions, one-on-one tours or conversations with the curator, anything that you can think about. Think also outside the box. Look at the artists that you're working with and think about what do they have to offer? What can I do with them to do that? For example, in the show for I Am American, we're gonna have a day where people can come in and have a portrait with their family. So documenting their story, because that's what I Am American is all about. It's about our stories. And so they'll document that, and or there'll be some conversations about who they are, where they came from, and all that kinds of things. So, that is a very specific part of the programming that comes with I Am American, right? That the museum, in this case, the Freeport Art Museum, wanted to do, and we're super excited about that. It's going to be a great event. So you got to think about that. And when you're also planning for a traveling show, or if you want to take an exhibition that you already had into a traveling show, what I recommend is first have the show one time somewhere, so that see how the people respond, see if it's a good show, see if there's anything that you need to change, adapt before you actually send those proposals to other venues, which is what I did. I Am American was a show that I did first at Water Street Studios here near Chicago area. I saw that the show had a lot of potential. The response was great. I thought, this show should really go on the road. And that's when I started working on packaging the show. And it has, over the years, has gone to a number of venues, and we're super excited for that. So thank you for watching this episode, my friends. In future Breakfast with Sergio, I will take you behind the scenes of the opening show. So hope you enjoy that. Maybe we'll have a little conversation also with the local curator of the museum, and the director that can give us some feedback as well as to what is it like to host a traveling show. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends. Follow me on Instagram at Sergio Gomez Projects. And if you want to check out all the resources that we have for artists, go to www.theartistnextlevel.com. Thank you, my friends. We'll see you later. Goodbye.